Welcome back to Danish Fly Tying YouTube tutorials. Today we're going to tie this little fellow. It's a black and red baitfish pattern, and I have made this because I wanted a baitfish that doesn't tangle much, and it's over a year ago I developed this fly with some inspiration for a lot of other ties, so maybe not that much new to it, but it's tied in sections here on top. You can't really see it that much, but I show you afterwards. And in every section I tie in some craft fur and some dubbing underneath, and I tie in some flash and some flat eyes for the head. But most of it is this patch of craft fur, and I normally use about 6-7 bunches, but make them sparse. I'll show you when I tie it. And for the tail we're gonna have some black bucktail, and for the lateral line I'm using some Mirage Flashaboo. I can't remember what size, but quite small, and some red dubbing. I have a little 1 year with fever tonight, so maybe it's gonna be I'm going into comfort him because he's a bit sick. Hopefully he'll stay quiet. I think he's asleep again, we hope. But yeah, let's get tying. It's made for seatrout fishing here in Denmark, and if you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll get back to tying after I have been into him. Yeah, see you. Sorry for the interruption. I hope that will not be so many interruptions during this fly tying tutorial, but there's other things in life than fly tying, you know. So yeah, let's get tying. Yeah, so here it is. You can really see the sections here. There's about 6 sections, I think, and a tail of some black bucktail. Yeah, but I'm gonna get through the steps. First we're gonna set the hook in the vise. This is a stinger hook size 4. It's like a RX 122, or in this case it's the Flyco Explorer stinger hook, almost the same. So I'm gonna take the thread. I'm using a Vivis GSP thread. This is a 30 denier. 50 denier is also perfect for this. A quite strong thread, which allows us to make a lot of tension to the thread wraps, but still it doesn't bulk up. So down to around the hook bend, and that is my son who's having a fever tonight, so hopefully he's gonna stay more quiet than this. Otherwise I will have to go in to check up on him, but that's about now. I'll be back. Try again. This is the tail. It's made of bucktail. It's about 2.5 hook shanks long. Gonna tie it down. Loose wraps here back, and then tight wraps when you come forwards. Then you can loosen your wraps again when you go backwards, and then tighten it again here. Great, that's a quite sparse tail, but I like to tie this fly really sparse. Now you hear him again. But then we take a little bunch of craft fur, black craft fur. I've taken down the butt parts of it, and we're gonna lay it almost as long as the bucktail, but we're gonna wrap it on top of the hook shank, and you can tighten up here the butt end before you cut it off. As you see here, I twist it and then cut. Much easier to handle in that way. But this is for the top of the fly, and then we're gonna use some, in this case, a red SLF prism dot, just a little bunch, and then roll it in your fingers. It makes it easier to tie down, and about half in front, half behind, and then you force the fibers backwards and lock it down. And if you can do this, you can almost finish the fly without seeing the rest. But I like to show you how I do it. It's really important that you get the taper of the fly. So I'm using quite sparse bunches here in the back, and then they are a bit bigger when you come to the front of the fly. But again, a sparse piece of bucktail, and about a centimeter shorter than the previous. Tie it down, get the fibers on top, and lock it down. Great. Twist and cut. Get the fibers down and back to where you tied it in the first place. Then we're ready for the bottom. This is a bit too much, I think. This is great. Get it on the bottom, about half, and it's going to be half all the way down. Great. Move your thread forward and get ready for the next bunch. When I'm going further up, I'll take the longest fibers away and tie it down. Again, a bit shorter than the previous. Twist and cut. And back to where the crab furs. Get some dubbing, and you can imagine you can do this fly in whatever colors that you like. This is one of my favorite color combinations because I know from spin fishing that this works great. So try it out if you haven't done it before. This bunch is again a bit bigger than before, but take away the longest fibers and tie it down. I think he fell asleep again. That's perfect. A bunch, twist it in your fingers and put it on the bottom. I like to use a quite short fibered dubbing here for the belly part, because then you don't have to trim as much afterwards. Take away the longest fibers and the shortest fibers as well. You can see that it gets shorter and shorter, and this helps you build up the taper of the fly. If you want a cool way to tie this is also using some different kind of craft fur, and you can make a really cool pattern where you take a different color for every section, like a rainbow pattern, or just a shift between two colors. Makes a great effect. I don't think I have it here, but you can see I have made that kind of fly with I think it was purple and black here on top, and when you have these sections, that gives a really cool effect. And again, take away the longest fibers, tie it down. I think I'm repeating myself, but I think you get the point. If I fish this fly on quite, oh, did I touch the, let's get it in focus again. I think that's fine. I fish this with a size or class 4 to 6 weight. I use a 4 weight in the fjords on, or even a 3 weight on calm days. And if the wind picks up, it's I use a higher weight class. Now we're ready for making the head of the fly, and it's not quite the same as before. Taking away the longest fibers, and we're gonna have a bunch like this. Actually, I think I could use a bit more. You can see how you take a patch like this, take a bunch off, and then you can cut it off. Try to cut it as close to the, it's not a height, but it's as close as possible. It's then easier to work with afterwards. But it's going to be a bunch like this, about 3 or 4 centimeters. Tie it in the front. You can pinch it between your index finger and thumb to make sure that you have it on top. Great. Couple of turns, tying it down, and remember to hold tight on this one, because then you can cut it off like this. And we're gonna get the same dubbing underneath. Where did that go? It's here. I like this macro lens because you don't see the mess on my table. Get a bunch, roll it in your fingers, and work your thread up to the hook eye, and then we can tie it in as before, about half. And if you have a little straw or something, that's a good way to work the fibers back. You can also just use your fingers. And a couple of turns just on top. Great. And now we are actually finished with our thread. No, not yet. We're going to tie in some flash. This is a marriage flashaboo, and tie it a bit upwards. It makes the tangling less. Cut it off. It's a little angle upwards. I like that when you fish the fly. and on the other side as well. I cut them off about the length of the fish. Great, and a whip finish. Now I hear him again. Now we're ready for the ice. I'm using some 4mm flat ice. Let's see, my camera is getting low on power. I hope I can finish this one for you. This is some thick UV resin. A drop here on one side. Like this. And on the other side. I'm using a thick UV resin here. You can also use a medium or whatever you like. Make sure that they stay on top of each other. Cure the resin. And I like to get a drop of red UV resin here in the bottom. Between the eyes. Great. And between the eyes on top, this is the thick again, I think. Great. I'm being a bit quick now. I hope the result is gonna be good because I'm running out of power on this camera and having a 1 year with a fever, just waiting to wake up. I think this is gonna be fine. You see this in macro, so you see all my mistakes. I think there's a little fiber here maybe. Can I get it? No, I didn't. I'm gonna live with that. And there's some, I hate these bubbles. We're gonna live with this one, it's fine. Great. And if you have any questions or how I tied or anything related to these flies that I tie, please comment down below. So great, just a little layer more. Oh, I really would like to get that little one off. That's fine. Now I'm just being silly. You can really see the flat profile here when we're turning it around, and it's these materials don't soak up a lot of water, so it's easy to cast and easy to fish because of the minimalized tangling, and the colors are perfect for seatrout fishing here in autumn, especially here in Denmark. Hope you'll find this useful, and please share with me your thoughts about this fly tang. I've made it with a more blue background today. I'm normally using black background, but because it was so black, this fly, I thought this was easier for you to look at. So if you have any comments on that as well, please comment down below, and I hope to see you on the coast. Thank you for watching.